Hello and welcome to Jeremy's Yorkshire allotment adventures on what is becoming a beautiful morning. The birds are out singing and well, it's great to have you all on board. So sit back, relax, welcome to the show. You're probably wondering what this is above my head and why is it on the allotment? Well, about 2 years ago now, I was offered a gazebo frame for, I think £20 actually, someone to get rid of it. And it's been sat on the allotment in my shed since then, never used it, it's massive. The only problem is it's got two spikes that go up into the air, but we're not bothered about that. Why is it here? Well, yesterday I put my Kohlrabi in and also some onions in this frame here. I was messing about, covering it up, and I thought this is going to take forever because I'm going to have to do it all over the place actually, because most things that will be grown in here will have to be covered to stop butterflies and pests getting to them, especially pigeons around here, digging them up and having a go. Well, I didn't want that. And then I thought of this. And I know it looks low at the moment, but it can be higher up, it's got extensions on it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cover it and make it a covered walking, almost like a covered fruit frame. How is it going to happen? Well, I have some netting left over from the last time I had one of these. It's looking a bit worse for wear, but it's just because it needs a wash, but it's outside, so I'm not going to wash it. And then I'm actually going to buy some butterfly netting, anti-butterfly netting. It's not that expensive. We're going to cover this end and that end, so the two ends will have lots of air coming through. The two sides will have this fine mesh on them, and then on the roof here, on the ceiling part of it, we'll put the butterfly netting on, so it's lots of air coming through and it will stop the birds coming in and stop, of course, all the pests. It does mean, what I might do actually, I may take it, extend it right to the very back here, so this is included in it, and obviously it's covered already, so we won't need much of the netting, so we'll see. And that means I can get to all of that within this space, which will be brilliant, because actually in here then we've got our raspberries that we'll have and our gooseberry bush, so that'll stop them being attacked too. So yes, a very exciting day yesterday. Here, as I say, I've got my Kohlrabi and my onions, and here's a photograph of them yesterday. What I've done is, in here at the moment, I've put some, of course, weed mat on top of the raised bed. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we can keep an eye on the weeds. That'll keep them under control. And also we'll keep an eye on all those pests such as slugs and snails that might not get to the, well, cabbage-like or turnip-like Kohlrabi. So yeah, fingers crossed that works out very, very nicely indeed in here. Also yesterday I did my peas, and well, we'll stop filming now and I'll move across there and we'll have a look at those. Yeah, also I double dug yesterday. I'm absolutely exhausted today. Welcome to this side of the allotment, and well, we're talking all things peas. Let me just lift this lovely fleece up. Now, what I've done here, I've popped a little fleece around the peas because of course we've had lots of sunny mornings so far, but it's been very cold very early on, minus overnight sometimes, and we don't want that because they've just come out. So it's a bit like being in a cold frame. Anyway, here we are, got them in. They are in a pea plant every 3 inches along here. Lots and lots of peas to come. This lot here having a whale of a time together, a little bit of a party since I put them in yesterday. We'll separate those and try and get them growing upwards. Now, peas, if you want nice bushy peas, lovely varieties, all those things, at this height, so 6 inches, which is, that's it, my measure is at 6 inches here, 6 inches, 15 centimetres or so, you can pinch the tops out, and what that will do is it will encourage these plants to go sideways and become bushier rather than just tall and leggy, and that's what you want. So once these, I'm going to give these a couple of days to get them established, and then I'll pinch all the tops out of these. In fact, what we could do, maybe leave a couple, don't tell them, we'll leave a couple without being pinched out and see what happens to them, but we'll pinch out the rest. A bit of an experiment, don't you think? Well, so this is my pea growing area, really, really good. Now, what I did notice yesterday, it was very, very hot yesterday. 20 degrees we had down here on the allotment at one point when the sun was full up in the sky. I've come this morning to check, obviously, the peas, and the tops of the soil is dry already. So the compost is drying out even one day. So what we need to do here, and peas, well, they don't like it too wet anyway, they don't like too much water. What I will do, I'll get some straw or some chippings, and we'll pop on the top there so they've got a nice mulch on top, and that'll hopefully retain what the moisture in the soil, and it won't stop the tops from drying out, because you don't want that to happen. It is a problem when you have planters such as this, that actually when they're on full sun, obviously it can very easily dry out, because obviously that container gets hot, it warms the soil up, which is lovely. You want that for the roots. And speaking of roots, here's a photograph of the roots of some of these peas yesterday. Look at that, all beautifully white, curling round. They were ready to come out of the pots and into the soil, and well, yes, absolutely wonderful. Isn't that great? I love a good root system, as you know. So fingers crossed for these peas. They'll get established. So the next couple of days they'll be pinched out, and hopefully we'll have some really, really lovely peas very, very shortly. Oh, just finishing my cup of tea off, actually, and it happens a lot on the allotment. It sort of goes cold very quickly. It's still very nice. I don't like those insulated mugs, you know, they're all tinny, aren't they? They take the flavour away from the tea. Anyway, this is the netting I was talking about. Look, it's very fine, nothing can get through, keeps all the insects away. Well, it won't do, I suppose. It'll keep the butterflies out, which is the most important thing when I get a butterfly. However, now we're talking seed potatoes, and here I've got my seed potatoes. These are the Casablanca ones, you remember that we had? And these are an all-rounder. New white skin first early, so these are going now between March and April. And so as I talked about digging a trench, I'm going to dig a trench because obviously these potatoes are earthed up, so when these go in the ground and these lovely, lovely shoots start growing into your leaves, your stalk, your stems coming above, you cover them with soil, a couple of inches above, and then they'll grow through. And as they grow through, when you get 3 or 4 inches on top, you cover them up again, and it will keep going. If it's in a trench to start with, it's easier, obviously, to cover them up because you've got the soil that came out of the trench. You just pop back into the potato, on top of the potato. You can, another method of doing, obviously, if you've got a pot or a bucket or whatever. In fact, I could even have used that old compost bin, you know, the big one, fill that hole up, gaffer tape the hole, fill it with soil, and put these in, and they'll grow up within that, actually, and it'll be a really good growing area. So wherever you grow your potatoes, it doesn't matter. Buckets, old washing up bowls, anything, get them in there. Some people, actually, rather than dig the whole line out, you just dig a hole where your particular potato is going to be and pop it in. Now, the rule of thumb is double everything. So 6 inches down, 12 inches apart, and then 24 inches, if I can do it, between the rows. So potato, 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 deep down. Interesting. 6, 12, 24. That's all you have to remember. 6, 12, 24 with your potatoes. So 6 deep, 12 wide, and 24 between the rows. So, and then you get some nice potatoes, hopefully. Hopefully I'll get all these in 2 rows, and then we've got the others that I've got, and so, but they're my, obviously, my later variety, my mids. These are first earlies, mids, main crop. Isn't that, I can't wait to see these growing this year. I do love a good potato. It's like all vegetables, especially ones that go in the ground. You don't know what's happening, do you? It's that surprise element when you come to dig them up. What I did last year is I left a couple in too late, because if it was, as you know, it was really wet last year, and unfortunately they got attacked. So I'm going to keep an eye out for our little friends, beginning with S, slugs and snails this year, and if not, I'll have to get some defences in the ground to get rid of them, because I don't want them. Once again, thank you very much for watching Jeremy's Yorkshire Allotment Adventures. It's great to have you all on board, and I'll see you next time here on the Yorkshire Allotment, where I'm sure lots more produce has gone into the ground and lots more seeds are sown. It's not too late to start sowing your seeds. In fact, it's a very good time to start sowing seeds. And so have a look, get yourself out there, and we'll talk more next time. Ta-ra for now.